How's it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with another episode of the Streamer Stories podcast, and my guest today is Deemac. Or should we say, ItsDeemac. Here he is. How you doing?
Hi.
Are we calling you
Doing
Deemac
good.
or ItsDeemac?
I don't mind, but maybe Deemac would be preferred, I guess. It's easier too.
Let's call you Deemac. But you are on Twitch.
Okay.
You are ItsDeemac. Is that right?
Yeah,
Indeed.
it's
Tell us,
Deemac.
tell us a bit about like who you are, where we can find you. You're on Twitch?
Yes, I'm on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/itsDeemac. Is that all I have to say?
Yeah, that'll do. No, so you're a streamer really on Twitch, aren't you? So you play
Yes.
video games and do just chatting and stuff as well, don't you?
I do a lot of that. Yeah.
Awesome, mate. Awesome.
When I say just chatting, I mean like talking a lot of crap.
You can sweat.
I wasn't sure. That's why I paused.
Yeah. No, we can sweat.
It's gonna get edited out anyway, so it's fine. Yeah.
Awesome, but no, we know each other quite well. Both members of the Nightbreed. We've both been streamer friends for nearly a year, man. It's crazy. It's gone so quick.
Yeah, that is crazy. Like,
Goodness me.
flew right into it.
But we'll go to streaming in a bit, but we'll start from the beginning if we can. So yeah, tell us about games you played as a kid, then, if you did play games.
Yes, I actually watched games at first with my brothers. I used to play games and all, but we were allowed to play like their consoles, but they had the full charge of it, so I couldn't do anything about it. But whenever we went on like a holiday to like down south or something, we brought all our stuff with us, and we were allowed to play it. And I think we played Asterix or one of those games. I can't remember what you call it. I was very young, so I can barely remember. But I remember the word Asterix anyway, and something like. It was the 90s, and I was like literally a kid, so I couldn't do anything. I couldn't remember it, but
Yeah.
it was really. I remember when I was actually coming into my teens, though, it was like Pokemon and all that as well,
Nice.
So that was probably the earliest I would fully be able to vividly tell you like what I played. So it was always in the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color was Pokemon Red, Yellow, Blue, all that. And it was Gold and Silver, and then Sapphire and Ruby, and then I forgot there.
Wow.
So it was an enjoyable time because I used to enjoy it. It was all family friendly back then, but like my brothers had, they always had like they played Resident Evil, which was my first kind of step in the door. I watched them play it. I was never allowed to because I was only a kid, as you know. They played Final Fantasy VII, which was the very first Final Fantasy I remember, and I must say I enjoyed watching them play that because I was like, I want to play this. Like, mind you, I have kind of snuck on the console a few times, without them knowing, but that was musical. So what can you do,
Goodness, wow. Lots of games in terms of what to cover there. Okay, so I remember, so I think it was called Asterix and Obelisk or something like that. I didn't play it, but I've heard about it. I've heard it's a really, really hard game. But I don't know what your memories are of that. But yeah, so lots of Pokemon. Wow. Did you watch the anime
Lots
growing
of
up as
Pokemon.
well?
Say again?
Did you watch the anime much growing up?
Of Pokemon?
Yeah, the Pokemon.
Oh, the
anime?
actual series, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it up until like after the Pokemon League thing that they did, but then like I just forget after that. I think I just lost interest because I was in school and I just didn't. I was always interested in other things as well, So the anime was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was really great.
All right.
I would watch it every day after school and stuff,
So you played Pokemon Red and Blue and Pokemon Yellow. So what did you play first? And did you notice the differences between the two? Because there was some changes, wasn't there?
Yeah, I played Yellow. Yellow was definitely different from Red and Blue because there was different Pokemon in each one. Like there was, like you would have different starter Pokemon. In the Yellow one, you only had the Pikachu, and then in Red and Blue and whatever the other one was, I forget now. You were allowed to like pick your own Pokemon out of three, water type, fire type, and grass type. So I always picked the fire type because I like a Charmander.
Oh, he's so cool though, isn't he? He is so cool. Did you? So based on how much Pokemon you played then growing up, did you ever like catch them all? Is that something that you did?
I tried to though in one of them, but you had to like trade with people. But I didn't really have anybody who had like a Game Boy Color Advance back then.
Oh,
Like I obviously had friends and my cousins and stuff who played them, but they didn't play Pokemon specifically, you know.
no.
So I couldn't catch them all.
God damn it! God damn it! We can do it now.
Yeah, let's do it.
So did you like? Do you remember like the rumors back in those days about like getting Mew and stuff? Did you hear any of the rumors and stuff?
Oh, I heard that. Okay, I was, I believed it actually that you could catch it, but it was all hearsay, you know. So I had a feeling it was just a rumor, but I still kind of believed it because you know when you're a child you believe anything pretty much.
No, it's true.
So
it's true.
Really hard.
I remember the rumors where that you can find here at the SSN, the boat. It was like behind like a truck or something. I remember that story.
Oh, I remember that as well. If you stayed in the SSN and you didn't get off, eventually you'll catch it or something. It was a lot of crack, you know. So that was funny.
Never mind. So you played some Resident Evil afterwards then. So let's talk about Resident Evil. So what was your first Resident Evil game? And what was that like?
Well, the one I remember being played was Resident Evil. Which one was with the star? The boy chase after your stars.
Oh, Nemesis.
That one was the first one I remember.
Number 3.
Yeah, scared the crap out. Scared the shit out of me. Scared me big time. But I didn't like scare me. Scare me. It's just like I moved. I went. You know, I'm way back, but I wasn't like scared. I was just like, right, well, whatever. But I never like actually played Resident Evil until I was in my 20s, like properly, like myself.
Okay.
Without like because it was always my brothers played those games, but I never had a console until I was in my 20s.
Right. Okay.
Well, I had handheld ones, you know, like the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, but I never had like one that you could just sit down in front of a TV and like and call my own, you know.
So you had a lot of like handheld gaming experience then growing up, really, didn't you? So what did you have? Was it the Game Boy? Was it a Game Boy Color you had first?
It was the Color. It was definitely the Color. Yeah, I didn't have the Game Boy per se, but it was like I got a secondhand Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
From a shop.
Awesome.
I don't know if some game shop down the town anyway, but it was secondhand. It was very cheap, so why not?
Oh yeah, exactly. So did you like get like the Game Boy Advance, the DS? Did you continue down the handheld route, or?
Yeah, I did actually. I did the Game Boy Advance, but then after that, I just kind of lost interest in it because I played all the games. I was like, okay, whatever, you know. But I did play Sapphire and all that, you know, as well. Which, by the way, those were really good games. I liked them.
Yeah.
I don't think they were as widely popular as people, you know, like in terms of rating wise. But I enjoyed the Pokemon series. That was really all I remember playing anyway. But I think I played a couple of other games, but Pokemon was the one I remembered the most.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So you played did you play Gold, Silver, Crystal, and then you played Ruby, Sapphire.
I played Gold and Silver, but I didn't play Crystal. Oh wait, I'm wrong. I actually traded a friend for the Crystal. They give them Gold.
Okay.
And that's when I actually did play it then. I played it for it was like a day, and that was it. We traded back, you know, we're kids, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But it was really good. I enjoyed it, but I didn't have the DS one following it. I was kind of annoyed I couldn't get it, but then I kind of just lost interest.
Oh,
so we're getting more expensive too.
Oh goodness. So do you because again Gold, Silver, and Sapphire, there was like 16 gyms, wasn't there? Did you beat that game as well?
Sapphire. Do I remember? I don't even know if I beat the game. To be fair, yeah, I think I beat the game, but I don't really remember too much of it because I think once I finished that was to be done. You know, I don't want to go back and do any other stuff like you do with Gold and Silver and all them.
Yeah,
you know.
Awesome. Okay, so you remember getting absolutely terrified when you were playing Resident Evil 3. Was that so? That was your first like proper horror game experience, was it?
Yeah.
Did you play any other horror games, or was that or watch any horror games, or was that?
I honestly, in my teens, I don't really remember too much because I think it was more. I was more focused on school that way. I hated school, but you know, it's more focused. I had my parents were like, you need to start buckling down and doing your work and stuff because it was like important GCSE years, you know.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And then you mentioned Fantasy 7. Fantasy 7, obviously, one of the best games ever made. So talk us through that. Then, what was that like for an experience for you?
So I had my attention span as a kid was getting really bad when it comes to like watching people play games. But I do remember like everything that like, I remember some of the stuff that they do. For example, like whenever they went out to Midgard to go contact other people outside because they were running away from the company. You know, I'm gonna call it the company. You know, because that's what it is. And I remember a certain sad scene, if in case no one's ever watched it, you know, with Aerith. I will not speak of that. I will not. Yeah, and then I seen the scene where they go underwater. So, like they played it really fast as well. My brothers, like they caught games quickly, and I was watching them. And it's just so like back then. Obviously, the graphics from now to then is different, but back then I was like, wow, these graphics, you know.
Oh God,
it's really great.
So did you understand like because I mean I know this is a spoiler, but I mean did you when you played through it for the first time when you saw that moment, I mean how did you feel? Was it something, did you understand what was going on, or was it just something that you thought, oh wow, graphics? Or because I cried when I saw that scene for the first time, you know.
Well, I was too young back then, to be fair. I don't think I wouldn't have had like a lot of sense of emotion back there, if that makes sense. But I didn't understand it was a sad scene. But it didn't really affect me as much as a kid. I sound like a psycho now.
No. Right, we're gonna cut this short. He's a psycho. We're not gonna chat to him anymore. No. Hey, that's not at all. That's the thing, though. That was what I was going to ask you. Actually, is that how often do you get emotional while seeing like those type of scenes? Is that something that happens a lot, or not so much, or?
With me having like Asperger syndrome, right, I'm like it's basically my autism. I find it hard to gauge emotion in people as well as like games, unless like you've physically told me that I'm feeling sad, and then I'll know like obviously I'll try to comfort you kind of thing. But back then I wasn't really sure because I didn't really have any empathy due to having Asperger syndrome, and I've learned empathy as I got older. So like nowadays, very rarely some games would get me as well. As an adult, it's quite hard to get me to cry.
No, but I mean, and
one day it'll happen.
One day we'll get him one day, guys. We'll get him one day. We'll poke him in the eye if we have to. No.
Crying on stream.
No. So yeah, I mean, just on that then. So how much? I mean, how much has your condition really like changed how you've played games? Is that something that's been in the background, or is it something that you've grown to to accept and to adapt to playing games with, or is it not something you even thought about at all?
Do you mean about emotion and stuff in games?
Not necessarily emotion, just with the Asperger's. So is that something that how has it affected you playing games? Have you changed, because obviously you'll have a diagnosis and you'll have like you've learned how to deal with certain things. So has that always been something that has always been there, or is it something that you've had to learn to change how to adapt to certain situations?
Yeah, growing up, I've had to actually learn empathy and stuff. I had to read people's body language. Sometimes I'll stare at them for a week, just an extra, couple of seconds. Just it came off creepy as well, but like just to read their face and see like if they're, because some people would tease me when I was growing up. Like they would like be sarcastic, and I couldn't get sarcasm. Yeah. I can get it now. Like I could be sarcastic as well, but holy poop, I mean, I can. It's really good. It's easier now than it was when I was a child anyway, for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and again, as we've known each other for nearly a year now, like in terms of our sarcasm and our sense of humor and everything like that. I mean, it's so good to bounce that off yourself, tie your sex tape. It's really good. It's really good. Awesome. Okay. So, what did you play other Final Fantasy games growing up, or that was the only one, or where did you go with Final Fantasy games?
Well, it's most of my childhood was watching my brothers play stuff. So I remember them playing Final Fantasy VIII, and I couldn't make heads or tails of what they were doing. I was like, right, so what's going on here? I understood the story, but it was like all that junction and stuff. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I kept my heads or tails of it, and I wasn't really sure what I was on the fence with the game, but I liked the story of it.
Yeah. All right. So what attracted you to like those games then, growing up? Because if you weren't quite understanding what was going on, was it the visuals? Was it the graphics? Was it the story? Was it the character? What was it that made you feel something inside in terms of, I like this? What was it?
I was more attracted to the music and the visuals because, like, obviously Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy, like in general, all the music is, it's really French kiss, all that stuff. It is like perfect, and it's just like that music kind of drew me in as well. But then, like when I actually played it as an adult, when I was in my 20s, I actually like sat down and actually tried to play the whole game. I actually really get why it was a popular game as well, based on like the story as a whole. When I actually sat down and watched it, sat down and played it, and then instead of just watching it, because it's an experience when you're playing it compared to when you're watching it.
All right, excellent, yeah, brilliant. So, those were some PlayStation 1 games. You had the handheld games. So what happened then after that? Did you go to PlayStation 2? Did you go online? Did you have a break from playing games completely? What happened after that era, should we say?
Well, now that I think about it, I actually remember a game. I actually went to PC gaming, but it was like I had a crappy laptop, and we had a PC as well, or an actual PC, but it was just like a normal PC. You couldn't do a lot with it, but you can game sometimes. I remember playing a game called Runescape.
Right. Yeah.
Runescape. Do you know it?
A little bit, yeah. I've not played it, but yeah, yes, I know of it. So, what were your memories of that?
Well, the grind, of course. In the game, you had to grind to get everything. You had to do all the quests. No, it was pretty fun. I liked the music to it, and like it was a really fun game to pass the time for hours. This was actually in my teens, so I just remember that, like based off of talking, about Final Fantasy, weirdly enough. But yeah, I remember like because you had to grind everything. You had to grind all your attack, your defense, and all that stuff, and you could also do fishing and all that stuff. So I like the side stuff as well as the story, but I preferred the side stuff. That you can do.
Excellent.
It was amazing.
So, any other memories of games playing then up until your adulthood? Was there anything else that comes to mind?
I don't remember anything, but let's see if I can think of ones actually. I remember seeing like all games like Pokemon Coliseum, but I never played those. Into my adulthood, though, I was starting to just like I was getting my head down with like school and stuff as well, so I didn't really have a lot of time to do any gaming really. But whenever I was in my 20s, that's when I started going hell with it. Then I was like, what, I'm gonna get my own PlayStation, let's go.
Oh, no, that's fair. So if you were to say what was your favorite game of all time, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's hard to gauge. Obviously, Final Fantasy as a whole is a great one, but I would say out of all them, I'm going to say 10.
Yeah, excellent.
That's my favourite out of them all.
What is it about 10? It's brilliant. It's so good.
Everything. It's a really good game. I like the fact that they have voice acting for the first time on it as well, because like I'm not much. I don't like reading things. I'd rather have them like said out to me, because I'm more of a visual kind of learner in a way.
Yeah.
So I just love the whole, like the fact that when you just summon and all, like you can just see the whole visual happening, and like for example, if Alfar coming down, he just does a wee spin and all going down. It's really cool. I like it.
It's so good.
Such good effects. Yeah.
No, I mean, there's so many moments in 10 as well, isn't there? Oh god.
Oh yeah.
I always
ha ha.
that one. We just voice acting, best voice acting of all time, isn't it? Let's be honest.
10 out of 10.
Oh man, have you seen that scene in the Japanese version?
No, I haven't actually.
Watch it. Anyone else watching this as well? If you've not seen it, it's so funny. It's again
on later on.
it's the original. It's the original voice actors, isn't it? The Japanese doing the voice acting and stuff, and you're thinking, okay, well, this is scene, and they need to be forcing themselves to laugh. Okay, so ha 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 is the Western version, isn't it? But watch the Japanese if you get a chance. It's interesting.
I will.
It's interesting.
I might do it one day on stream.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
for purpose.
Oh man,
Something to do on stream. There we go.
oh, so good. Have you played 10 on stream?
I played it briefly on stream, but I actually
I missed
off
it.
stream before I started streaming. I actually finished it off stream.
I see.
Sometimes I do that. If I want to revisit a game, like I'll try to play it off stream as well. But I finished it off stream years ago.
Right, yeah.
So it was, I really, like, I did enjoy the whole game because it was really good, but I didn't, the grinding part was kind of a bit annoying because when you had a certain scene, the grinding has to happen. It's like, but I had the patience for it. I pulled through and it was great.
No, I get you. I mean, the whole grinding on an RPG online on a stream itself is an experience because I didn't play RPGs for years, streaming myself. And then, I played some Legend Dragoon and Persona 4 last year and playing Final Fantasy 7 now. And you have got this like moment of, oh, God, I need to grind, but I'm just chatting, hi guys, and you're playing a game, and it's that awkwardness, isn't it? So, some people like, do you grind offline and then continue, or do you just grind online and enjoy the experience? I don't know, but it's one of those.
Do you know what you know what I always think is you can also talk and do the grinding at the same time, but you can just talk about other things. You can bring up topics as well. Say, so what have you guys been up to? Have you eaten today? Whatever, Mm-hmm. So it's a good opportunity to bond with the community as well,
100%. No, I agree. That's what I do. There's some people who have been like, "Oh, grind offline," and I'm like, "No, it's part of me. It's part of the game, and I get to chat. So why not?" But I do. I understand the other side of it as well. But I'm like, no, you know what? I prefer. So yeah. But fingers crossed. Maybe one day we'll get a Deemac Fantasy 10 full stream. One day, maybe we'll see.
Here it is. Here's to it. Fingers crossed.
So gaming was kind of like in and out of your life pretty much then. So what brought it kind of more into your life? What was the moment where you thought, okay, I'm going to spend more time playing games now?
Well, it was after like I got out of school, but it was like I was on out of education in my 20s kind of thing, but there was like I had a lot of downtime, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start going back to gaming again. I seen people on like YouTube and all saying let's play whatever, and I was like, I might just actually get a PlayStation, look for a PlayStation cheaply somewhere. So I had the PlayStation 3 at the time, which I think I bought it for £50.
Nice.
That was before the PS4 was coming out as well.
Yeah.
And it was really good, and that's when I started playing. What was the first couple of games I remember playing? Actually, I remember Final Fantasy X was one of them. I think I played Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Oh, nice.
Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5. I think that was in there one of my earlier days, and then I did play Call of Duty as well. I tried Call of Duty, I'll say, because I did see my brothers playing like Modern Warfare. I now remember Modern Warfare is one of the games I grew up with as well, but this was more like late teens. But yeah, it's I played Call of Duty. I did Fortnite for a while as well. But they didn't really bring me as much joy as like RPG games or horror games, did. It was just like grind that you just go and get whatever for just to level up, and it's like, no, I don't like that kind of grinding. I would like grinding with a purpose, know.
Yeah, definitely. I remember now. I was going to mention it. I did mention it before. I was going to talk more about 110 to you. Your favorite game of all time, you were saying. So I'm just going to mention more about that. Then we'll go into the other games you've mentioned there. So, like one thing I was going to say about 10 was the scene in Killiker with Sin emerging is a scene that still gives me a chill down my spine every time I see it. It's an awful moment. So is there is there anything else during the game that comes to mind? There's like, I would say favorite moments, but maybe more memorable moments, because some of the moments aren't so nice like that one.
Let's see. I'm trying to draw back to now. I did play it recently, but it was like a tiny bit. But kind of draw back to what I can remember now. There's a couple of moments where like you had when you were in Xanarkand and all, it's like those skeleton dudes were really like one hit kill, you're dead. Now that just gave me this. Might as well just say give me PTSD in a way.
Oh, no.
So it was distressful trying to get past them, and eventually I just ran the whole time and just went to the end. I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. Oh. But some of the one dungeon that the one that you go, not dungeon, what do you call it, the place you go for the summons.
Oh, yes.
The Shiva summon level got
yeah.
me so much. I could not get that whole thing.
The
Took me for
Makalania temple.
almost an hour to get that.
Yeah.
Makalania, Makalania
or
temple,
Macarena, the Macarena temple.
Macarena. Hey, Macarena.
Oh yeah. Well, that one's backwards, isn't it? Because you get Shiva first, and then you go to do the puzzle. And I don't know why, but I never liked that. I never liked the fact that I got the summon first. I don't know what your thoughts were, but
you didn't feel accomplished, I'm assuming.
No.
Yes.
And you get to use it in the battle with is it Seymour you go against there? Yes,
Sin.
it is, isn't it? You can use it in the battle against Anima and Seymour, which but it's hidden. It's like question mark. I think it's her name on it. So which I didn't know that first time I played it. I discovered that later. I was like, what?
I didn't even know there was a question mark.
Yeah. If you go down your summons list when you're going against Seymour, I think you have to wait until he gets Anima, and then you can use Shiva with Yuna. Yeah.
Because I seen DK play that the other day, and I didn't see a question mark unless he didn't get it or something. I don't know, but it was really that moment. By the way, that was a really scary moment too. The battle with Seymour when he became Anima. Holy crap!
Oh god!
Like when he was just like banishing all your summons and all, and you were just getting frustrated.
Yeah, and just going against Anima, it's herself is oh god, just the Oblivion overdrive move. You see the other side of Anima. It's like, oh my god, when you see it for the first time.
It's really good effects though as well on that.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed it.
Brilliant game. All right, so Skyrim. So was Skyrim your first Elder Scrolls? You didn't play Oblivion. You played Skyrim first.
Skyrim, yeah. I actually, to be honest with you, I did quite enjoy that game. It's obviously it's kind of an RPG. I'll say it's action adventure RPG. I like the whole aspect of it, but it was just like the controls were a bit weird for me.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the experience because like you can't just stick to one class or anything. You could be an archer, you can be a mage. You can also do building and stuff on site, but I didn't really do them. The Mage's Guild was fun quests as well. I enjoyed that. I think it's what draws me to an RPG is magic as well. That's what it is with me, magic.
Yeah,
I just love it.
I was about to ask that. So what was your go to? Was it a mage? Was it a mage that you
mage?
Yeah. So where did you go side quest wise? What was some of the quests you enjoyed doing? Was it like the Major School or the Dark Brotherhood? What was it that you liked doing?
The Dark Brotherhood would be isn't that the Assassin's Guild basically, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. I don't sound psycho-ish, but it's like I enjoyed the whole.
We already established that you're a psycho, thing. So
yeah. I enjoyed like sneaking up behind somebody and making sure that they don't get you. And all. Like the whole sneaking aspect was another thing I liked. I don't know why. It was just like I don't like conventional sword and shield stuff because I feel like that's too. You can easily go with that if it makes sense. It's too easy, like a bit of a challenge. So magic can be challenging in games, but it's like it's worth it once you get all the stuff you need for it.
Yeah, no, I think probably from what I've seen. I mean, I'm not a massive pro on Skyrim, but I think mages, the magic is the hardest way to probably play the game overall. As in, your basic magic skills, your destruction spells and stuff. So fair play.
They are difficult. I tried, and I actually finished the game too as well. So that was. I did use like a mixture of sword as well as magic because obviously you need a sword to defend yourself. But I did switch over. Like I did like go back and forth between all the abilities to get leveled up as well because I didn't just want to stick with the magic because in case like I needed like say a bow and arrow for the end game or something, which at the time I didn't know anything if that was going to be needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed the game. I must have played that for about a week straight. I'm not even joking. Like a week every time. Like 90% of my waking day, I was probably playing it for about a week.
Oh man, mate. Oh, I sunk so many hours into that game. It's unreal. Like I played Oblivion first, and I didn't like it much. Believe it or not, at the time I thought, I don't think much of it. And then I got Skyrim for Christmas one year. And I was like, I didn't really think much of the Oblivion game. I'll give it a go. I'll give it that Skyrim game a go. And I played until about 3 a.m. It's like, oh my god, I'm hooked. I can't put it down.
I'm not gonna lie. I was sometimes I was seeing the sun come up.
Oh.
That's not even a joke. I was like, "Is it really 5 a.m.? Holy crap!"
Oh God.
It was so bad. But it just goes to show that some games can be addictive, and it's like you just know which games are right for you based on how long you play a game,
Definitely.
how long you stick at it and stuff. You know.
So did you? How many hours into Skyrim did you sink in? Do you know, or did you do many of the side quests? What did you do?
I think if I had to gauge it, it wouldn't be any more than 100 anyway. But that's just like a complete guess. It'd be maybe 50 hours, maybe more.
Oh.
But it was the fact that like my focus, like when I go for a game, I go for it and then I kind of burn myself out and then I come back to it later.
Yeah.
So that's what I do with like some games right now, like Dark Souls, for example, which I'm kind of enjoying, I guess I'll say. Enjoying the BDSM of it, I guess.
Yeah. If there was a video game that was BDSM, it would be Dark Souls. Let's be honest.
That's why sometimes you have my title BDSM part blah blah blah.
Oh, nice. Oh man. So yeah. So I mean, yeah. Let's talk about Dark Souls then. So this is your first experience of playing Dark Souls?
Yes and no, I guess. I did play it about 2-3 years before I streamed. It was before I streamed. I tried it out and I was getting frustrated because I kept dying, so I gave it up.
Yeah.
And then I saw someone else play it. It was a friend of mine, Ono Plays. He's a really good streamer, by the way. He plays all the Dark Souls, well, Soulsborne we'll call it because that's what the whole franchise is known as. And he played Dark Souls 1 and like he wasn't very good at it, but it was the fact that he was very good at drawing a crowd in based on that actually I said, I might give it a try again. It wasn't just to draw people in, it was just like I wanted to have something that will take me a few weeks to go through, and if anybody wants to help me out, they can help me out, because I'm not one of those people that's like, no backseating, you can help me out if you want, I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's I'm enjoying it despite all the deaths, but it's like I kind of got burnt out in one part because I kept on falling in one part.
Man. Yeah.
But that's where I stopped in for a few weeks, so I'm probably going back to it within the next few weeks anyway, so I will. I'll try anyway.
Me. I tried playing Dark Souls, but I just, yeah. It is just a whole dying and then coming back and collecting your stuff, and if you fail and you die again, you lose all your progress. That whole thing, I was throwing the control pad, in anger.
That's why I only do for about a week or two at a time, just to lower the frustration in a way, because I'll end up getting burnt out. So I have to try and, like, if I find a game frustrating and I keep going and going and going, I'm going to get so frustrated it's not going to be enjoyable for anybody in the stream, or even anybody around me if I'm playing the game. If there's anybody around me in real life as well, it's not going to be enjoyable. So what I try to do is I try to do bursts of the game, so I don't burn out or make it not enjoyable for anybody else to watch.
No, good idea. You mentioned Call of Duty. So how much of a shooter fan have you been in the past and now, and how much Call of Duty did you enjoy?
Well, I did play Modern Warfare. Well, that was back when my brother actually had the PlayStation 3, or was it PlayStation 3 it was on? Whatever it was on, I think it would have been 3. I was watching him play it and it actually looks really enjoyable, and then he would let me play as well. I think I was like 14, 15, 16 maybe when Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out. So I was just coming into my adult years at that point. And I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it at the time because I liked it. But then, like, as I got along with the other ones, I was like, right, well, this is kind of... That's it. There's nothing else. It's all the same. That's what I thought, what I mean? But I do enjoy a good shooter now and again. I won't lie. I do like the Halo stuff, but I find that repetitive as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't like repetition. It's kind of... It's nothing I would like,
Yeah.
It's why the grind. That's why I do the Dark Souls. If I have to keep repeating this, I'll skip and do the next one, or do something else,
Yeah, makes sense.
It's a lot easier that way.
100%.
Kind of protects the mental health too as well on that end.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what are you playing right now?
What am I playing right now? So I'm playing Resident Evil 2 at the moment, but it's I played it before, but I'm going to play 3 again. By the way, I love 2 and 3. The remakes were amazing. I played 1, but I didn't completely complete it, but I really played it, so I was like, whatever. So I'm playing 2 at the minute, and then I'm planning to go back to Dark Souls, hopefully within the next few weeks for 1 or 2 streams. I'm not going to say the whole time. I don't really have a set schedule when it comes to things, but I do put a weekly schedule up, so like whatever I play, I try to stick to that schedule as much as possible. What other games are on? I'm actually planning to play Skyrim Elder Scrolls, hopefully again.
Wow.
Hopefully again. It's got to be in the future though, like more later on this year maybe.
Definitely. Oh man, you're brave man. Again, not just for the game, just the amount of time. Like I would love to play Skyrim online, but I'm like, oh, it's so long. I just, oh god.
Yeah.
For someone, I mean,
the ESO, the actual No, I meant like I'm going to be playing the actual Elder Scrolls. I'm thinking about it. It's like I'm kind of back and forth, but what I might do is I could just do it in bursts or something, or maybe do like a challenge run just to make it more fun. Like maybe only use a certain class or something.
Yeah, good idea. Cool. So do you play any games offline? Is there anything that you like? Is there a game that you play that is like, this is for me, I'm not going to stream this, this is my game? Anything like that?
I do have a couple of games I do play offline.
Okay.
I need to look at my Steam list again, but I actually enjoy, I'm not gonna lie, Minecraft off stream, but it's only when I want to like really just I'm in the zone just to chill. It's that's me, like I'm gonna wind down before bed kind of game.
Yeah.
I played House Flipper, which was I thought it was enjoyable. I'm playing Final Fantasy 13, which I don't find as enjoyable as the other Final Fantasies, but it's really good when you want to do something different. What else am I playing? There's a few games I have been playing. Like that House Flipper is very enjoyable as well. It's like if you want to just chill, like I play a lot more chill games off stream than I do on stream. So it's like two night and day.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good shout. And Minecraft, I mean, man, that game is so good to chill to. The music, I find the music so relaxing in Minecraft.
The music is best too.
Yeah, I haven't played it in years, but my kid, having 3 kids, and all 3 kids of mine have all played Minecraft throughout their years. I've experienced it like 3 times over with all the updates and stuff over the years. And it's so nice hearing the music just like in the background. It's like, oh, this is so chill.
I could I'll just put on the music and just sit in the cave or something, just listen to the music the whole time. There we go. Yeah, that's sort of just.
Oh, that's so good. You're not the biggest fan of 13, because that is the black sheep in the Final Fantasy series.
It is. I did enjoy it. I did. Like, I'll be honest with you, I did enjoy it years ago when I played it. It's I do find myself getting more easily bored with this one, if that makes sense. I like the story. It's like, honestly, I like the story. Like, it's so powerful. It's just the battle system was okay as well. I find myself getting kind of bored, but I'm stuck at one of the Aeons as well. It's Vanille's one. It's very difficult, and I kept getting frustrated, so I kind of got burnt out on it a little bit trying to do that battle like 20 times.
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one thing I would say. I completely agree with that. When it's not clear either how you defeat each Aeon, you have to try and figure out for yourself. It's a pain in the butt.
Eidolon, sorry, I meant to say Eidolon, yes.
Oh, that's a nightmare each time, and you have to reset. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And there's a lot of people who think that, obviously, some people call it like a walkway simulator because they're all the narrow corridors and stuff. So it's a bit claustrophobic, you're a bit stuck in, aren't you? But I love the story of 13 personally. I've thought about streaming 13 down the line myself. But the problem, I do think one of the problems with 13 as well is that whilst the story's good, a lot of the stories in like the data log and stuff like that, you have to read it rather than watch it. Like you were talking about voice acting and stuff like that. It's so important.
Yeah.
And yet, why you have to read dialogue to find out what's going on? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's bad. But I mean, they did that in like Resident Evil as well. But obviously, they didn't really have proper voice acting until the fourth one. Anyway, like even the fourth one, I'll say. But it was better acting than it was in 1, 2, and 3 because of obviously it was all the audio and stuff back then was not as great as it is now,
Yeah.
But it's Ashley in the fourth one, I was going to kill her every 5 minutes. The most baby sack character in any game ever.
Oh God, yeah. And that's how I discovered you. That's how I found your channel. You were playing Resident Evil 4. So what is your favourite Resident Evil game?
That is actually a tough one now. Let's see. Out of the ones I've played, because I played them all except for 8, so I'm gonna just base it on 1 to 7, and also the spin-offs as well that they did, like Revelations and stuff. I would say the 7th one was probably one of my favorites.
Oh, scary.
Because it was the tension for me. Like I like a story that builds up tension as well, and obviously the gore was top notch as well with the stuff that goes on, but it was like very creepy. But it was so creepy and made me feel uncomfortable. Like actually, we're talking about me not having any like sense of emotion. I was feeling uncomfortable because of it.
Yeah,
and it was so gruesome and all. And like when you get chased by all of them, you're like, no, get out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would say that one. Overall, that one would be my favorite.
Oh, the Baker family are brilliant. They're so scary. Jack Baker's
the acting's
good. Yeah.
The acting was pretty good in that one. Say again?
Jack runs so fast as well. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So, what made you think about streaming then? What was the ventures into Twitch streaming?
Oh, when I started?
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, well, I'll say ex-friend because we kind of fell out over something. Long story, but I can tell you off the recording if you want.
Yeah, no worries.
She was actually a streamer herself, and I could see her just being like, you could just see the community sense in her. Like she'll call people on their stream, like somebody might have like a random name like Sonic or something, but it's actually their name would be whatever, they would call them by their first name. And she's playing a game and she's talking at the same time, and she made it seem effortless. So I thought, why not give it a try? And she did push me. She said, why don't you try it? And I did try it then, but I only did it on I didn't do it on a set schedule. I just tried once or twice, and I did I was nervous on my first couple of streams, and I couldn't I didn't know what I couldn't say more than a couple of words here and there, but now here I am, you can't get me to shut up, but that's the way it goes. It's so I started off with Dead by Daylight, which was a game so that's another game that I actually played as well, which was Dead by Daylight. I actually enjoyed that game. I didn't take to it at first, I'll be honest with you, but I thought I'd give it a try, and then it was because I couldn't understand the whole how to get out and shit, and then someone said you got to do the generators and all that stuff, and I got that. I eventually got it, and I did enjoy it, but I don't go back to it as much as I do anymore, because I feel like having the single player games is best for me.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no, that makes sense. So did you have a camera? Did you have a microphone? Did you play on the PC? Did you play on console?
I played on the PS4 console, which was when I started.
Yeah.
Back then you couldn't you would have to end your game end your stream to change games if you wanted to.
Oh, right.
So I always just stuck to the one game. I had a microphone literally here, and it was like me going constantly when I was talking,
Yeah.
And it was just me, the PlayStation, the TV, and the mic for the first while. I was sitting on my bed. I was on my actual bedroom bed.
Yeah.
And you could probably hear me moving. It sounds like I'm farting, but yeah.
And some change.
But it was. It's all. Sorry, guys. That's not me. It's me just moving. Sorry, but yeah, it was nerve-wracking. I never actually took it seriously until around July, August time, when I got my affiliation. Then, not long after, when I took it seriously,
Yeah. So was that last year? That was the year before, wasn't it? Not last year.
2020, yeah.
Yeah. I think have you hit 2 years for your streaming now?
I had 2 years, about 8 days ago from this
I thought
recording.
I saw that, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I remember, because it's 2/2/2020, so it's all the twos.
Yeah. Excellent.
And that's how I remember my second anniversary was 2/2/2022.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, makes perfect sense. Awesome. Okay, so what did you do to change the games you played, or how you presented yourself on screen and stuff like that? How did that change over time?
So I actually got a camera, which was the PlayStation camera, which helped a bit more because people can see my reactions a bit more. But the camera was really like, it was literally on the screen. It was showing like that there on the screen. So it wasn't too big, but you can see the game. But you can also see my reactions, kind of. But I had the mic over here, so you could barely see my mouth, but you can see me like in my eyes and all that. And it's I started talking more as well, and I think that's what brought me to Michelle, was trying to talk more. And I didn't even know, by the way, when I was streaming from February onwards, I didn't know that you could be an affiliate.
Right.
Like it took me, I think I was told about affiliation in like June time. And I was like, I had to do the research to see like, how am I going to get affiliation?
Yeah.
And then like, obviously you go to your creator dashboard and you check it there. I checked there and I was like, how am I going to get that there if I'm averaging 0 point something? Yeah. So actually Soul Taker at the time, he was one of the first people there before I got affiliation, I think.
Nice.
And he was giving me advice and stuff, and he was all, you'd be better just like, you need to just start like making friends with people and whatnot, getting to know them and all. So I did that. I was also like a live link dumper back then as well, which didn't benefit me too much. But then I realized like, this doesn't do me any benefits. Let's just do the networking thing, get in with Discord, with people's Discord and all. And it worked out. I got my 3 average within 3 weeks, I think it was. People were leaving me on mark and all, even like, which is fine. It helps the channel. Lurkers are welcome and the backbone of the channel.
Absolutely.
Which helped it. So I got it in August. What was it, August 20-something, 2020?
Excellent. Wow. Yeah. I had a similar thing. I've been streaming for nearly 5 years. I didn't pay any attention for years about affiliation at all. I didn't even think about it. And then I would stream on YouTube, and I stream on Twitch, and I stream on YouTube and then Twitch, and sometimes both. And I was getting 0.2 viewers or whatever myself. So very similar journeys, mate, to be honest with you. And it's only when you start going, oh yeah, I should talk to other people. You always have to kind of go, you feel so silly. I did. I don't know about you, but I did. I felt so silly afterwards. Like, of course no one's going to be watching me. No one knows I'm here, So
that's what I felt initially about that as well. It's just the fact that you're starting from very little and you're trying to build up and build up and build up and build up. It's so difficult to start from the bottom, but that's also a better place to start because you're just starting fresh and you're meeting new people. You're getting there, with it. 100%. And eventually that'll pay back on you, but also you can pay back on others, pay it forward. I always say, like, if I get a bit of success, I feel like others should also benefit from that. People that I trust can benefit. Trust and love, I will always return that extra, what's the word, what we say, like fame, success, I guess, success. Yeah.
No, that mate, and that brings me nicely actually to the fact that, hey, we're talking to the most charitable streamer of the year, but no, that's I was in the Beardo Awards, but I mean genuinely, I mean it when I said that. You are one of the most charitable people I know. So I mean, we can, and I said that on the stream itself, and I'll say it on this podcast as well. So it meant that in 2 ways. It's in charity streams, which we'll get to in a minute, but also about community and charity and giving back and supporting people. You're very charitable, so talk about that. So why is that so important to you to help fellow streamers and helping your community and helping people around you? It's so beautiful, man. I love that about it. I really do.
Like, I get goosebumps you saying that. Actually, I'm not even joking. My arms are like bumps there. Thank you. First of all, thank you as well for saying that. I always, like, the reason why is I always feel like you should always know where you come from first, and from that there's why I do what I do. Is because I know what it's like to just be at the bottom of the barrel, like nobody really looking out for you now. So it's like I want to be able to help people grow as well, because like we've all been there. It's I don't want anybody to ever feel that way, like, oh, I'm useless at this here or whatever. But I always feel like if you have the knowledge to help somebody, or you have the power to help somebody, that you should actually help them rather than just like saying, oh, you're useless, you shouldn't be doing that. It's better if you help them, bring them up as well, because like one, they'll be grateful in the long run as well, and you can always convince them later to pay that forward as well. And it's just a beautiful thing when you see someone grow as well, because like I've met a lot of people and I've seen their growth, and it's actually beautiful, you know. Like I mean that it's a really beautiful thing to see people growing and getting successful.
Yeah, man, definitely. But again, so the second part of it is charity streams then. So again, you were in so many charity streams last year. It was great, you know. I don't even know how much money you were involved with. I mean, with the Trevor Project stuff. So talk to us about that. Then talk us about charity streaming, you know, and the value of that, and what you did last year, and if you got any plans this year.
Okay, well, we'll get to last year then, and then we'll do this year then. So, last year I think I did 4 or 5 charity streams last year.
Wow, yeah.
They were all for the 4 of them were Trevor Project. One was for Mind. Remember, we did it together as well.
We did, yes.
We actually raised the most on our last charity stream. We raised over $10,000.
Wow.
For the Trevor Project at the end. Like, it was in around Halloween time last year.
Yes.
That was 10,000. So the group I was with at the time, .com, that's what they're called, .com. I'm also like I'm both, you know, I'm for both of them, but you know, that's the way it is. They started off with like one woman wanted to actually do charity, give back and stuff, because she was so pro LGBTQIA plus, you know. But we didn't want to do like she didn't want to do like a charity like that yet, because she wasn't sure how that was going to pan out with everybody, because we were so small. We were such a small of a community at the time. Mm-hmm. So what we did was we did for Able Gamers, which is it's a charity that helps people with disabilities actually game. So like anybody with sight problems, they might give them like a better, bigger screen TV or something, or someone who was like, yeah, stuff like that. Someone who was deaf, they might get them like some sort of thing to link their hearing into, or you know, someone in a wheelchair like paralyzed, you know, maybe something for the mouth to work with or whatever, you know, or someone like a veteran with like one arm, help them game, because there is control pads you can use, especially for one arm.
Okay, yeah, wow, amazing.
So it was so beautiful. Raised $4,000 for that.
Brilliant.
That was actually first ever like charity stream that I've ever done. That was I wasn't part of that. I was there, but I was on there trying to be supportive and dumping on all as much support as I can. You know, like as it was happening, I would say, right, we rated onto this person. Yes. Obviously, I slept in between, so I couldn't do everybody. It was great, but when I did my first one, which was in March, I think it was March. I can't remember now, but it was last year. We raised $6,000. It was amazing. I was first up. I was the first one to be involved in that one.
I've been there. Yeah.
That was actually when I got my PC as well.
Nerve-wracking.
It was nerve-wracking because I was the first one up, so I had to try and bring the energy. So I kind of had to muster all my energy I could and just like really go for it, and it was great. The only thing is, like, the fart command was around there. So everybody kept spamming the fart. There's an actual clip on my channel of me wearing the leprechaun hat. That was the charity stream. I was trying to be like, right, let's set this up now in the background every 2 seconds. So I was like, I'm taking this fart command off. So that I believe within that few weeks, that was when the fart command died. But yeah, the charity event, $6,069.
Nice.
For that area, and then the next one, nice. And the next one was like 8,000, and then the one after that was 10.
Fantastic.
I'm hoping if they involve me this year, because I'm not as involved with them this time. But if they could involve me again, I hope we raise more. And it was a beautiful thing, you know, having to do charity and knowing that we're making a difference in those charities. That's the whole reason I do it as well, is because, you know, if I was ever in that condition, say, like, for example, Mind, if I was ever in that mentality with, you know, I needed mental health help, I would want to know that there's resources to help me get over that. I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but like, get out of that mind state, you know?
Absolutely.
And same with like the able gamers. If I ever was, I don't know, physically disabled, or even, I would want equipment to help me game. I wouldn't stop this if I try, like, and now that I've been hooked,
Amazing, mate. Amazing. Such great work. That's for sure. Okay. So yeah, what is there any more plans for the future? What's the plans for the stream? What have you got planned?
So my plans are to obviously keep doing what I'm doing. I want to do some more just chatting streams, but like eventually I want to just do maybe 2 a week, and then have like 1 or 2 game days, or maybe 1 game day. Or I'm still, honestly, the cogs in my brain is going every day when I think about it. But it might be, for now, it's going to be 1 day, 2 days gaming, and then eventually I might just alternate between weeks. And I want to play more RPGs on stream, because all I've been doing is playing horror. Which, as much as I love horror games, I actually would love to take a break and actually do an RPG game as well. I don't know if Dark Souls is counted as an RPG, but there is aspects of RPG in that. But I don't think that would be enough of a fix for me.
Yeah, man. That's amazing. That's awesome. But let's talk about just chatting streams then. So, because that's something that, again, having known you, offline and online, in terms of having so many paths with you and streaming, just chatting has been like a really big step for you, hasn't it? So talk to us about that.
Yeah. So I was so the reason why I was actually looking to do just chatting streams from day one almost. When I say day one, I mean from when I started trying to get affiliation.
Yeah.
But I always thought, I'm not big enough for this. I don't think I can draw a crowd on, because, like, 1, I'm still green in just chatting, so I won't get enough of a crowd to come on and chat. 2, I was kind of scared, if I'm honest with you. I was afraid to do it because I wasn't sure how it was going, so it was like fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would always say to someone as well in that situation is, just try it. Just without a risk, you won't know. And even if it didn't work out for you, at least now you know, and you can move on and do the next thing, know. And it's always good to try new things out as well. So my just chatting ones, I really enjoy them. I like the whole engagement aspect of it. It's just amazing. I would recommend anyone do it, to be fair, at least even for half an hour before you start gaming, because it gives you that engagement with your community.
Yeah.
And it makes you, like, you get to know them, you get to catch up with them if you've missed them for, say, like, it's been 3-4 days, you can catch up and say, what have you been up to and stuff as well. Yeah. If you haven't been talking to them outside, that's great.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree completely. Yes, I think it's so important, and it sets it up nicely for the stream itself, doesn't it? So, what was I going to mention? Just in general, then, what advice would you give to anyone thinking of streaming? I know we've kind of touched upon bits and pieces already, but sum it up for us, really. So, what advice would you give to anyone thinking about streaming for the first time?
Well, first of all, make sure it's what you want to do. Make sure that you have time for doing it, and don't be afraid to try it, because it's actually one of the best things I've ever done. I'm not going to lie. It has brought me closer to people who live further away,
Yeah.
And it has been amazing. And I would also say, make sure that you can actually adhere to a schedule, and like, you tell everyone that you're going to do it beforehand, and make sure that don't let any trolls get you as well, because that's going to happen. You're going to get trolls. Whether you're male or female, you're going to get a troll. Even if someone coming in going, you're ugly, just ban accordingly. Mm-hmm. Ignore it, move on, because you got to grow a hard skin as well with this.
Yeah, definitely. Couldn't say any about myself. One thing I did want to mention, I haven't mentioned it yet. We've got to mention the saucy Nurse Deemac. Come on, let's talk about it. We've got to talk about Nurse Deemac. We've got to talk about it. So what happened there? It's so amazing. If you don't know, where did that come from? I actually don't know.
Okay, so it was someone in the community where we're just talking about ideas for like a 1,000 follower challenge, which I reached, by the way.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a charity challenge then instead. What happened was, we were just talking about like things that we would do for 1,000. I said it would have to be something ballsy, something that you wouldn't expect anybody to do. And someone suggested like a policeman's outfit. We were talking to DK on the stream one day about it, and there's a clip of him laughing when we first mentioned it. So I said I should dress up as a nurse. I was joking, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And then like everyone that has chat just propped up, said, "Do it, do it, do it, do it." I was like, "Oh, for God's sake!" So now I gotta dress up as a nurse since everybody wants it, because they were all like about like all the policeman, fireman, and all that stuff, and I was like, okay, well, since you want it, that's fine. But I couldn't get a costume to fit around like Halloween and Christmas time, because it's like they're really fast selling out, and also the fact that I'm a bigger sized person, so I couldn't fit into it without looking disgusting. So I'm trying to make sure that I can find like a plus size one, but it's the sizing that's confusing. But so instead, just to kind of suffice for the time being, because eventually I will be doing the Nurse Deemac properly. I have an avatar on the screen, which is it's usually I don't know which direction you're looking, but it's usually like on this side where the paintings are. Here. It's an avatar of my face and my head on an actual like nurses, like on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
It was like the ones on Amazon. Yeah, it was funny. It was actually Comic Welshie made it for me, like photoshopped it. I was really well photoshopped, and it did the makeup and everything. I was like, I put the lipstick and all the wee rosy. I was like, that was perfect. And then I revealed it on stream. The following stream, I was like, you know what? Do you want to say something, guys? Nurse Deemac is here.
Yeah.
Put it on, and everybody just laughed.
I was like,
it was hilarious.
Nurse Deemac here.
And then me putting on the voice. Hey, boys.
It's so good. It's so good. And I think Nurse Deemac's following me on Twitter. Sorry, not Twitter. Well, maybe that'll be next. No, on Twitch. She's following me on Twitch. Oh yes,
pops on from time to time, looking to know if people need any medical attention. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, amazing! I've got one final question for you, Deemac, and that is: if you were stuck on a remote island and you could only bring 3 games with you, what would they be and why? And you got internet on this on your island, but you can only play 3 games the rest of your life. What would they be?
Ooh, that actually is a tough one. I thought about that as well. So obviously, does that have to be a specific game, or does it have to be a game franchise?
It's got to be games. It's got to be games.
Just a game. Let's see. It has to be Final Fantasy 14 because I play that a lot. I used to play that a lot, and that requires internet. But if it was free online, I would actually be playing that every day. Maybe scratch that actually. Maybe just do Final Fantasy 7, Resident Evil 2, and then I would say Minecraft to pass the time when I want to chill out.
Great selection of games, that, to be fair, isn't it? Got a bit of everything there.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Deemac, thank you so much. It's been such a lovely chat, mate. I knew it would be. I knew it would be an easy chat with you. Thank you so much for being here, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Just one more time. Can you just can you plug yourself, baby? Plug yourself to us all. And then yeah. I'm ItsDeemac. Twitch.tv/ItsDeemac. Or if you're looking for my socials, it's socials now. But I'm sure I can give it to you. And you can put it on the screen if you're at it. Be below.
I'm on Twitter, TikTok, however, Facebook and Instagram, but I use Twitch more, which I put a lot of valuable tweets and valuable time into that to make it work. So it's been more Twitter and Twitch and hover at the moment.
Fantastic, mate. Thank you so much. Right, that's another episode, guys. Thank you so much, Deemac. All the best, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.